Hello, it is once again Iblis from the Brand's Finest with apparently your favorite guy ever. This time with an updated Bujin deck profile. So, got any real comments about this before we get started?
It actually worked out really well today. I did some net decking, obviously, because it's the Bujin deck to play right now. It worked out pretty good, I would say.
Alright, so is it an exact copy of a deck?
No, it's not an exact copy. Everyone, you gotta spice up your deck your own way. You can't copy someone else's card for card.
Yeah. Alright. So, let's go and get started, I guess.
Let's go ahead and jump into it. So, we obviously...
And shout out for the Kingdom Hearts, man.
Thank you. I just got into today. I'm pretty pumped. We got the 3 Yamato. Obviously staple. You have to play him.
Yep.
2 Mikazuchi. 3 is too much. He gets cloggy. His effect only works. His effect is special only works when there's a Bujin on the field, and since you only play 4 if you have 1 in hand.
So, alright, so that's your Beast Warrior lineup, right?
Yep, that's it right there. That's all it is.
Why?
Just 5.
Because of some of the new, is the new support that came out recently. Why not Arasuda?
Why not Arasuda? He is too situational. When this deck's really control based, and the problem with him is that when you're in top deck mode, he's bad. He's very bad. There's better cards to draw in that situation.
Alright.
And it happens, like, your opponent, you 1-for-1 cards, and eventually they might get the better of you, and it just happens. 2 Hare, 2 Turtle, 1 Centipede, 1 Quillen.
Okay, so...
This has changed since last time.
Yeah, that's... this lineup is completely different from what I'm remembering.
1 Centipede is very, very important for the moments where your opponent has 1 back row, and you have a Susan, and you have to get rid of it. You don't want to tag into a Mirror Force when you don't have any other relics engraved, and you don't want to waste a Hare. Like, Centipede just is very important. And then Quillen, he gets rid of all the monsters that you just can't beat over, and it happens. Sometimes you just don't have the Crane in hand, and you have to use the Quillen.
So do you consider Quillen in a way, I guess, how Prophecy players consider Spellbook of Fate, where it's like it's your searchable 1 card out to a problem?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Alright.
Yeah. And then obligatory 3 Crane.
It's triple Collu or whatever honest you want to think of it as.
And the 1 honest. Everyone, you have to play it. 1 Zephyros. This is what I play over Arasada.
Alright, so explain this, because this is different. I haven't seen anybody ever play Zephyros on this.
There's a couple people that have been teching it in and using it, and I think that it's absolutely brilliant. For the main reason that if he's engraved, you can bounce back Tanky and reuse Tanky again, which is absolutely insane. Like, it's a free +1. And then if he's in hand and you already have your grave set up for Yamato and all your other relics, you can actually pitch him from hand with Yamato's effect, and then keep the Crane or whatever Bujin you need.
That seems pretty good.
So it works out really well. We have the 3 Veiler.
Okay, so what made you decide to play 3?
It's just the way the format's shaped out. You have to.
I just feel like it's too good.
I feel like 3 might be a little much. I'm going to cut it down to 2. I don't have quite a card I want to put in yet for it.
Alright, so the plan is to cut it down to 2, but there's no real substitute for it.
Right, 3's just, it's too cloggy at 3, I feel. I think 2 will be just fine. If the format gets worse, then...
Yeah, I could agree with 2.
Yeah. Your pot of duality, you gotta get your searches, gotta get your Yamato as fast as possible. Same with 3 Tanky. 3 Spoon, because Heavy Storm's not a thing anymore, and everyone plays 12 back row. 2 Bujin Carnation.
Okay, this is a little bit...
It's a little different. With Hare coming out, it makes this card significantly more live, because I can banish Hare almost anytime I want in response to their card. Which... This card makes the mirror match retarded. It just makes the mirror match so crazy. Not that it's already not hard enough, but it makes it even worse, because you have to try to play around them having this card.
Alright.
And then this card just, it saves you so often.
So basically it lets you play a little bit more aggressively, like with your Hares, because you can just get it back into your Yamatos.
Yeah, for a deck that's control-based, it also has a lot of, like, I can also push a lot and not fear your back.
Alright, this seems pretty good.
And then we have the 2 Kaiser, because the deck is not that fast. And the Dragon decks and the Gadget decks and the Karkuri decks, they poo on this. They just, like, if they get going before you do, they're just going to run over you.
So what made you decide to main this over the side deck, or even like what brought this back up in play, do you feel?
Because it's too good. During almost any matchup you play, this card can lock out your opponent. If you can get a Susanoo on board, even in the mirror match, if you can get a Susanoo on board with a Kaiser Coliseum and a Crane in hand, and they know you have Crane in hand, they can't attack, they can't special summon, they have to get rid of this card before they can do anything else.
Seems good enough for me.
And then we have the one Lance for more back row protection. The Foolish Burial.
How do you feel about Foolish?
I wouldn't know because I never drew it at all today. I never got to play it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
In theory, it's really good because if you already have Turtle or Hare engraved, you can put the other one in there and have full Yamato protection. If you already have them both and you draw this, you can send Zephyros. There's just lots of targets for it.
Fair enough.
And then one of them. And then Psalm Warning. 2 Phoenix Wing Wing Blast. There's times when you have the relics dead in your hand and you have to get rid of them. And then you just need them engraved. And then I feel this is like one of the best. Like, Regaki Break's good, but I think this is better. Sending a card back to the top of your opponent's deck, controlling their next draw, is just so important.
Yeah, and that, for people who are wondering about Regaki Break versus Wing Blast, it's really just preference. It's whether you like to get rid of a problem or delay the opponent.
There's been times when I'm like, oh man, I really wish it was that other one, but overall, I feel that this is better.
Fair enough.
And then the 2 Royal Decree.
Okay, so what brought Decree up in play? Because I saw that a lot today, and that caught me completely off guard because I'm not used to Bujins playing that.
Right, it's some dude topped YCS Atlanta with it.
Like I probably wasn't aware of. So
he was running triple Royal Decree and no other traps, which I disagree with. There's some decks that are too fast, and if you go second, I feel Royal Decree is bad. Because they're going to mess up your Yamato before you get a chance to use them. So it's good to have other trap cards to play.
So
because you don't always draw Royal Decree, and then if you do have Royal Decree up, they're like, oh, I don't have to fear your back row. And you don't always have to, like, if you have Royal Decree set and Wing Blast, you don't always have to flip the Royal Decree right away. Like, if you can play smart and play the Wing Blast first, and then go into the Decree.
Yeah, people don't seem to play Decree as much of like a. They play it more like, or should be playing more like a better Trap Stun compared.
You should play it like an Emptiness. Really.
Yeah, or like a Trap Stun or an Emptiness.
Exactly.
So, since your trap lineup is completely different now, what made you bump? Like, did you like this smaller trap lineup compared to like the bigger one that you were playing a while ago? Because I remember you were playing like a ton of traps back then.
I was playing 12 trap cards. You play all the major traps, the Fiendish, the bottomless. You know, I feel that this has worked better because with everyone expecting so much back row, people have learned to like side in the trap stunts and side in the 7 tools, and that really hurts. I'm sure that at Atlanta this took a lot of people by surprise, which is why I won, just for the surprise factor.
Yeah.
Same here. I mean, it's people are like, whoa, Royal Decree, I was not ready for that. You have 4 back row Royal Decree, I just shut down 4 cards for 1. It's overpowering.
Yeah, it definitely is overpowering, and I learned that today when I was playing Constellars. That kind of sucked. So, I guess one more question about the main. Why did you not choose to play Dark Hole?
Why do we not play Dark Hole? Dark Hole is bad.
Really?
For same reason Torrential Tribute is bad in this deck.
Oh, I didn't even notice then. Alright, yeah.
Because I don't want to get rid of my own Yamato. The whole point of the deck is to protect Yamato. And especially with Kaiser Coliseum, like, it's just protect that monster. Keep that monster on board and don't let them get more control than you.
But wouldn't you arguably have the same logic as like Gear or Dino Rub? It's like, well, yes, your core monster is important. There will be those situations where you'll just need the card.
I mean, yeah, it does happen, and that's in top deck mode too. It's just, I feel I'm thinking of it as like my first 6 cards, I don't want to have Dark Hole in there. It's just, I would rather have cards that can help me set up my field and get control and keep them from doing things.
Alright, I guess it's a fair enough point. So, on to the extra, I guess?
So, we got 2 Susan. He's getting bumped up to 3 because I needed 3 of them more than once today.
Really?
There was 2 situations today where I needed to go into a 3rd one. He just wasn't there. And I was so bummed. Like, it would have been a better situation if I had him. So, absolutely 3. There's no reason not to play 3 because someone had said it before, and these 2 do get taken care of. They get to, like, eventually they get rid of them, and then that's when you need the 3rd one. It's too important. The one Kagatsuchi, I've never went into him. He's good if you have to go into it.
Do you feel like he'll become the 3rd Susan, or do you feel like he'll just stay in the...
He's gonna stay just because he's too good. If, like, I've had situations where you have the Yamato and you have Mikazuchi, and you've already put your attacks in. They didn't have any response, and you have like Kaiser Coliseum in hand. You go Kagatsuchi, Kaiser Coliseum, and it's a pretty good block. Like they have to get rid of Kaiser in order to deal with him.
Fair enough.
It's pretty good. Tsukiyomi, never used it once. It's good in theory.
All right.
Omega,
Good card.
Ptolemy, Gaia Charger.
Okay, so why Ptolemy and Gaia Dragon seem kind of weird in this? So explain those two.
This actually won me a game today.
Really?
Yeah, this actually won me a game. You get to a point where your opponent has to start setting cards, and it can be the difference between winning and losing a game the same way Cowboy is. So I went Omega for Ptolemy for Gaia Charger, and it just it was exact game.
Wow.
Yep. Especially with everything besides Geargia having low D for the most part. It puts in a lot, especially in the mirror match. Paladynamo.
He's a giant hand basically until we actually get him.
2 number 101s.
How do you feel about 2 101?
How do I feel about 2 101? I'm probably gonna cut it down to 1.
And then hook me up with one?
I played online on Dev Pro where I needed 2, where 2 was really important, but it was really situational, and it's hard for this deck to bring out.
And plus, it doesn't normally Susanoo like your better go-to guy.
Right. Well, it's hard for this deck to get out 2 level 4 monsters and then need to overlay with them. You're in a pretty bad situation if you're there. So I should never be there, because I can't use Bujin Carnation to bring this out or any of the other ones except for
Like your Beast
except for
Warrior,
the Beast Warriors. So they're not easy to bring out. They're pretty difficult. Which is where Zephyros helps a little bit. He definitely makes it more possible, but still, it's pretty hard.
Fair enough.
Xidion.
Gotta get this guy. We gotta get this guy on camera because
he won me a game today. He actually.
Mr. Evil Storm, man.
He set 5 back row, summoned 1 monster. We were in round 2, and I went into, or I had to actually. Let's see what I have. It was not MST. It was Twister. I had to Twister my own tankies to have less cards than him.
Jeez.
And then, so it was all or nothing on this one play, and it had to be done. Like if I didn't do it, he was gonna win. He just had too many back row. I knew he sided in 3 debunk on me, and it turned out he had 2 of the bunk down there. So I was pretty confident going into him, but just board nuke, it's insane.
Don't worry, people. He'll someday get a reprint, or
He will.
hopefully go down.
Let's go next 10s.
Oh my god, that'd be nice. That would be nice.
Abyss Dweller, Cowboy, Maestro, Crazy Box.
Okay, so, I do have one question for you, because how do you feel about Mage Stroke versus 101? Because a lot of people are cutting, like, Mage Stroke in favor of, like, a second 101, and I feel like that's arguably not something that people should do, but...
I don't agree with that either. I think that it's good to have versatility in the extra deck, and people forget that he has the effect where he can flip a monster face down, which is, like, 101 just can't do that.
Yeah.
And the thing about 101 is that once he loses his other material, if he has 2 materials and you lose one, he loses his awesome effect.
Yeah.
He's not that great anymore.
Yeah.
So, I would still keep the Mage Stroke in there. It's still important.
Yeah. I feel like Mage Stroke is still one of the best ring fours in the entire game.
I think so too.
Alright, so that's it for the issue, and I'm assuming Crazy Box is just for skill drain?
Crazy Box is just for skill drain because skill drain just poops on this deck.
Fair enough. Alright, so let's go to the side.
Okay, we'll save that for last. Cyber Dragon for the mirror match and for Geargia. If I don't have the other guy in there because I didn't play any today. I wasn't expecting to play any today, so I didn't have him in there.
And for whenever if that Cyber Dragon deck ever takes off.
Yep, it'll be pretty good. This is good in the mirror match because you summon it and you can summon another monster and just try to beat over Yamato with this one, and they have to waste the crane or have 2 cranes to get rid of both your monsters.
So Cyber Dragon's both good in and against.
Right.
Bujin.
Yep.
I'm remembering that.
Another Lance.
Yeah.
Just for the back row. Grand Mole.
That lovable Grand Mole.
Yeah, everyone knows what it is. 2 DD Crow. I'm probably gonna cut this for debunk. I like debunk better. Debunk just gets rid of more things. It does more things. It's good against more matchups.
It's good against Marmail.
Yep. It's too good. Prohibition. I never got to do it today, but I cited this in a couple times in the mirror match. If you can have... What happens in the mirror match is the person that has Crane and Mikazuchi in hand and has board control and can control what the opponent's doing a good game, and I like to summon my Mikazuchi with the Crane in hand, Prohibition Mikazuchi or Yamato, so that they can't go into their dude and beat over me, and then there's nothing they can do for me.
Fair enough.
Let's see. We got the 2 Maxi.
Just for those random special summon decks.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to side in and out. If Veiler's not good, Maxi's good.
Yeah, it's typically the rule of it.
Yep, it works out that way. So, the Emptiness.
How did that work out for you? Because I've seen this card going back and forth and play this format.
It was all right. The only time I ever got to get it off today, I got trap stunned. So, and it ended up almost costing me the game. DNA Surgery. It's pretty good in the mirror match. It's good against a lot of things. Other people like to side in DNA Surgery. You have your own DNA Surgery. It's called Beast Warriors again. Twister. Because everyone likes to slide in spot removal. Macro, Defissure, Zombie World completely destroys this deck.
That card.
Oh my gosh, I hate Zombie World so much.
How much of that did you see today?
I seen it twice, and it's basically if you don't have MST against Zombie World, you lose. There's no coming back from it.
So why Twister over Dust Tornado or other?
Because Dust Tornado you have to set, which can be good and bad, and I want to get my play off as fast as possible.
Fair enough.
And then All-Star, Morphing Jar number 2.
Morphing Jar number 2.
Love it.
Explain this.
So good.
Explain this card.
Especially for the Bujin matchup. This card is absolutely insane. I'm probably going to put a second one in because Bujins have literally no answer to this card. There's nothing they can do. You set it, and they can't do anything. They don't have anything that can pop face-down cards. All they can do is attack into it. Once they attack into it, their Yamato, their Susans, anything else that they have face-up, get shuffled back into the deck, and then you get out the appropriate number of monsters, and they go face-down, which is really important, because now you can't use Turtle, you can't use Hare, you can't use Crane, and it just wrecks it.
Alright, so I guess because some people have been considering this, how do you feel about Brain Golem or Ally Salvo against Bujin, since those have been...
I wouldn't know. I would have to try them out to find out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so any final comments you want to make?
I'm hoping we'll see how it goes next week at the ARG.
Yeah, you better top so I get a deck profile.
For sure. Yep.
Alright, well, thank you.
Thank you.